2024 is officially in the rear view, and so it's time to break down what has happened and maybe more importantly, what's coming next with all of the political changes that's been happening recently. Now, for the first half of 2024, nobody really had a clear idea of where interest rates were actually going. Fast forward to today, and it's a lot clearer. 2024 was a transition year, and interest rates are actually dropping faster than we previously thought they would. Now, with the final December Toronto real estate numbers out just this week, combined with changing policies, changing governments, and a changing economy, it's time to revisit what our upcoming 2025 might look like for Toronto real estate. So let's dive in, but before we do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more Toronto real estate tips, and book a call with us if you do want to chat one-on-one with us as well. Once interest rates started to stabilize last year and then eventually fall, the first group to be the most excited are realistically the sellers. They've been sitting on the sidelines since the rates shot up and tanked the market, and so the potential for lower rates does get them eager to sell. Now, this shift gives buyers more options, but also leads to a softer market with prices staying pretty flat for another year. Now, it wasn't until late 2024 when falling rates became a lot more certain, and that's when we started to see more of an uptick in buying activity. And you can see the shift more clearly in the rising sales to new listings ratio, which means that the market is starting to move more closely to what we would expect from a typical Toronto market. Now, once we start to drill down more, you can see that single-family homes are starting to recover throughout 2024, although it's not super obvious yet. But more recently, the starter semi-detached home market has seen a more noticeable uptick, both in the sales to new listings ratio and prices too. Now, this isn't completely surprising. Historically, these homes are the first to bounce back since they are more affordable in many neighborhoods, and so they are great first family homes, or even great first investments for those looking to invest in starter houses or projects. They're attached to a neighbor, so you can get in at a discount, and you can also get similar rents compared to a detached home of the same size in the same area, which really does mean better cash flow potential for semis. The lot size can be similar too, and so semis can also make a lot of sense for value-add investors who are looking for starter projects. On the flip side, condos had a much rougher year. The market was just much weaker, prices fell, and here's why. Most condo buyers are investors, and with deep negative cash flows and falling prices, they're simply not attracting the same level of investor interest as before. And to make things worse, more pre-cons are set to be completed in 2025 and 2026, which is just going to add to more supply. So don't be shocked if the sales to new listings ratio stays weak. Condos are probably going to remain stagnant for quite a while. Now, 2023 was doom and gloom. 2024 was a transition year. So what will 2025 bring? Well, interest rates are expected to keep dropping, which will help both new buyers and existing homeowners too. Many Canadian banks are expecting close to a 100 basis point cut by the end of 2025. And this is a huge win for a lot of people renewing during this time because they were expecting a fixed rate closer to 5.5% to 6% on renewal, but now they could actually see rates closer to 3.5% to 4%. So this will bring continued stability to Toronto single-family homes and hopefully prevent more people from being forced to sell. We also know that the days of sky-high immigration are behind us, and that's actually great news for Canadians. It'll ease the pressure on our infrastructure and living expenses, but of course, this will mean that rents should continue to drop, which isn't exactly great for landlords. But remember, we're also seeing lower interest rates, which will help with cash flows. And here's a quick chart showing how cash flows might change. Rents have already been falling, but if rents fall by another 10%, a 100 basis point drop in rates should still keep cash flows just slightly lower than today, but still pretty strong, assuming that prices remain the same. But ultimately, as the uncertainty around interest rates start to settle and borrowing costs decrease, we can expect buying demand to continue to climb. Another major factor to watch out for are changes to government. We do expect that when Trump comes back to power, it will have negative impacts to Canada, but a new federal government here in Canada might help soften the blow. We do know where the Canadian Conservative government stands. Axing the carbon tax is priority number one, and that should boost our economic activity, which will trickle down to benefit all of us and also real estate. Their second biggest priority, housing. They promised to speed up approvals and cut development charges for new home construction, which will make value-add projects more attractive. And they're looking to cancel the capital gains tax increase set by the Liberals in 2024 as well to boost small business and tech startup growth in Canada, which is also going to be a win for real estate investors too. Add this to borrowing costs coming down, construction costs coming down, and new government financing programs for smaller multiplex projects, and this is all great news for mom and pop investors who are thinking about taking on smaller value-add projects. And so we do think 2025 is shaping up to offer some better opportunities for real estate investors. Now, looking at how things have been trending lately, we are seeing more and more investors lean towards value-add projects. And honestly, this could be the way to go for more stable, solid returns in Toronto's real estate ahead. Now, even though 2025 could be a better year for real estate, please don't dive in without a solid plan. This is not the time to speculate on prices. And if you are looking for stable, solid returns, you really also need to know how to execute. And that means understanding the market, understanding the numbers, and more importantly, understanding the process. And your first step in this process is really to connect with us. So let's chat. We're here to help you take action and maximize your returns in Toronto's complex real estate market. But we're not just a real estate sales brokerage. We're also experienced investors ourselves with a strong focus on multiplexes and value-add projects. So whether you're looking for a property that's ready to rent out or you're looking to convert one into multiple units, we've got the expertise to help you succeed. Here's what it's like to work with us. We'll take the time to understand your goals, help you find great investment opportunities using facts and data, and eventually help you buy the best one for you. And if you need renovations, we can connect you to trusted contractors as you manage your project, and we'll coach you along the way too. And once it's done, we can lease and manage your property too. If you're ready to get started, just head over to this link here and let's chat.